we will discuss the next case, that is looping a loop. So suppose this is a cylindrical loop and this ball or this block is trying to complete the vertical circle in this inside this loop. So this ball is or this block is trying to loop this loop. Okay, that's why it is called looping a loop. So what is the minimum speed that has to be given? So in this case again, instead of tension, normal is acting. So here, instead of tension, normal is acting. So in this case the normal can become 0. In this case the normal can become 0. So in this case there is no tension but there is normal. If you look at carefully, you will see that the situation is similar to the string, except in this case there is normal, in string there was tension. This case is similar to vertical circular motion of a ball tied to a string. Vertical circular motion of the ball tied to a string. That is why in this case you will say the minimum velocity is the minimum velocity for which this can complete the vertical circle, for which block can complete the vertical circle is root 5gr, where r is the radius of the loop. In that case L was the radius of the vertical circle, in this case r is the radius of the vertical circle. Okay, and all the results that we have discussed in the case of string are valid here. So we will not discuss it again. All the results that we have discussed in the string is valid here. Okay, now the next case is a bead attached to a ring and rotated. So this is a bead and this is a ring and you are giving a velocity here. Now in this case what will happen? In this case the ring can get a normal from both the sides. That means in this case the normal cannot become 0, because if one side normal tries to become 0, the normal will start acting from the other side. So in this case you will say that in this case normal cannot become 0. That means at the highest point, when for insufficient velocity means the velocity for which it is unable to complete the vertical circle, for insufficient velocity you will make velocity is equal to 0 and not normal equal to 0, and not normal equal to 0. That means this situation is also similar to a rod. This situation is similar to vertical circular motion in a rod. So this situation is similar to a vertical circular motion in a rod. So all results for rod are valid here. All results for rod are valid here. Just replace tension by normal and L by R. Just replace tension with normal and length by radius. This case, there is a tube, and inside this tube there is a ball which tries to complete the vertical circle. This tube is in the vertical plane. In this case, you will see that when normal from the upper end tries to become 0, it gets support from the lower end. That means in this case, again you will say that normal cannot become 0. That means what? That means in this case also you will not make normal equal to 0 but velocity equal to 0 at the highest point. So in this case also you will not make normal equal to 0 but make velocity equal to 0 at the highest point. That means this situation is also same as rod. So all results of rod are valid here. Just you have to replace the length of the string with radius of the loop and the tension with normal. Now let us do one problem. In this problem we are given two mass which are placed at this point and this point. These are two masses are connected with a massless rod. Then they are asking you what is the minimum velocity that should be given to this ball so that it can complete the vertical circle. Because now there are two balls, so you have to be careful. So this is the first ball, this is the second ball. Now if it wants to complete the vertical circle, then because this is a rod, so at the highest point what you will do, you will make velocity equal to 0. Now because this is the axis of rotation, and you know that the angular velocity of a rigid body remains same for all points, but the velocity depends on the distance from the center. Now this is at a distance L and this is at a distance 2L. So if this velocity is V, this velocity has to be equal to V by 2. Why? Because V is equal to omega R. Now omega is same for both the balls, but R is different. So for this R is 2L. So you will write V is equal to omega 2L. And for this R is L. So you will write V is equal to omega L. Right? So if this velocity is V, this has to be equal to V by 2. Right? So now again you will apply the conservation of mechanical energy from here to here. So if you apply conservation of mechanical energy, you will get the gain in potential energy is equal to loss in kinetic energy, and you will write the gain in potential energy as this ball will gain mg, because this total length is 2L, this length is 2L, and this ball will gain L and L, 2L. So the gain in potential energy of this ball will be mg 2L, and this will be equal to the loss in kinetic energy. So what will be the loss in kinetic energy? Half mv square plus half mv by 2 square minus 0. So from this you will get 6 mgl is equal to half mv square into 1 plus 1 by 4, that is 5 by 4. So from this you will get 6 mgl is equal to 5 by 8 mv square. So from this you will get V is equal to root 48 by 5 GL. Now in this question it is given that in a circus a motorcyclist driving in a vertical circle. So a motorcyclist is driving his bike in the vertical circle. Okay, that is a death well, but this time it's a vertical death well. Okay, now the cyclist does not drop down at the highest point, or it does not drop down anywhere above the horizontal line, although there is no support from the below. Then what is the minimum speed required at the uppermost point to perform the vertical loop if the radius is 25 centimeters? So this is an oral question, right? Because at this point you know that the speed has to be equal to root GL, that is root GR in this case, and that will be equal to root in 10 into 25, and that will be equal to root 250 meter per second. Now this is a very important question, and listen to me carefully here. Prove that a motor car moving over a convex bridge is lighter than the same car resting on the same bridge. So if it is resting here, listen carefully, if it is resting here, in that case you will say that the normal is equal to mg. So this is the resting case. But if it is moving, if car is moving, in that case what will happen, if car is moving, then it has to have a centripetal force because it is moving in the arc, right? So if it has to have a centripetal force, now center is towards in this direction, so the gravitational force is providing the centripetal force. So you will write mg minus n has to be equal to mv square by r, where v is the velocity at this point, right? So from this you will get n is equal to mg minus mv square by r. So you have proved that when resting n was mg, moving n is less than mg. So prove that a motor car moving over a convex bridge is lighter. Moving car is lighter because normal is less, that means it is lighter, right? When you place a weighing machine below the car, this weighing machine will show the reading in this situation as less, right? So the motor car in a moving convex bridge is lighter than the same car resting on the same bridge at the same point. Now in this case it is the opposite. Prove that a motor car moving over a concave bridge is heavier than the same car resting on the same bridge. So again, when the car is resting, in that case you will say n is equal to mg. But when the car is moving, this time the center is upward, so this time normal is providing the centripetal force. So this is the moving car, and in this case you will say that the normal is providing the normal minus gravity is providing the centripetal force. So that means you will write n minus mg is equal to mv square by r, where r is the radius of the bridge at that point, and you will get n is equal to mg plus mv square by r. So concave point you have more normal, and convex point you have less normal. Okay. Now in this case, this is a very important question, and it is asked here that a car is moving with uniform speed over a circular bridge of radius r with subtends an angle 90 degree at its center. Find the minimum possible speed so that the car can cross the bridge without losing contact anywhere. Now if you look into this situation, suppose a car is moving at a constant speed along this bridge. A car is moving with constant speed along this bridge. Okay, then suppose at this situation you are drawing the FBD. This angle is theta from the vertical. Then you will say this is the gravitational force and this is the normal force. You know that there has to be a centripetal force. So you will write mg cos theta is towards the center minus n is equal to mv square by r. So from this you will get n is equal to mg cos theta minus mv square by r. Now as the car moves upwards, as the car moves upwards, as the car moves upwards, listen carefully, this speed is constant. I am assumed this speed to be constant. Now as the car moves upwards, theta decreases. If theta decreases, cos theta increases. If cos theta increases, normal increases. So as the car moves upwards, the normal increases. The normal becomes maximum at the highest point, and then the normal again decreases. The normal becomes maximum at the highest point, and then it again decreases. So that means normal is minimum at the lowest point. Therefore, normal is minimum at the lowest point in a convex bridge. This relation is true even if speed is not maintained. This relation is true even if the speed is not maintained, but it is changing with gravity due to the potential energy rise. But it is changing with gravity. That means there is a projected ball. What do you mean by this? See, as the ball moves upwards, its velocity decreases. So velocity decreases. Now, if velocity decreases, normal increases. So you know that as the ball moves upwards, normal increases. So if velocity decreases, it is also adding to the increment in normal. So when the ball moves upwards, when the car is moving with constant speed, then also normal increases. When the ball is moving upwards, then also normal increases. Why the normal increases? Because this term increases and this term decreases. So if the negative term decreases, that means normal increases. Okay, so this relation is true for a moving block also, not only for the car. Now in this question they have asked you, find the minimum possible speed so that the car does not lose contact. Now because the normal at this point is minimum, so if contact is not lost at this point, then you will say that contact will not be lost at any point. If contact is not lost at this point, contact will not be lost at any point. So that means at this point you just make the normal to be 0. Now if you make the normal equal to 0 at this point, so if you make the normal equal to 0 at this point A, you will get the minimum velocity. You will get the minimum velocity. Now you know that n is mg cos theta minus mv square by r. So you will write 0 is equal to mg cos 45 degree in this case, because this total angle is 90 and this angle has to be 45 degree, minus mv square by r. So from this m cancel, you will get v square is equal to gr cos 45, that is gr by root 2. That means v will be equal to under root gr by root 2. Okay. Now suppose the car is moving in this type of a bridge. Then you will say that the normal in the concave side is maximum, and in this, compared to this has less normal, because this becomes the convex side, right? But this is not the minimum normal. Why? Because in a convex bridge the minimum normal is at the lowest point. Okay, but this is the maximum normal. You cannot get a normal more than this in the concave bridge. So in the concave bridge the normal is maximum at this point, and in the convex bridge the normal is maximum at this point. But if you compare this two, then normal is more here. Okay, now let us look at this question. In this question it is given that a block of mass m is released from the top of a frictionless fixed hemisphere. So this is a fixed hemisphere and this block of mass m is released from this hemisphere as shown. Find the angle with the vertical where it loses contact or where it breaks off. Find the angle with the vertical where this breaks off, and also find the velocity at this instant, and also the height where it breaks off, and also the point where it lands on the ground. The point where it lands on the ground. Now in this diagram you will see that as the ball moves downwards, you know that in the convex bridge, as the ball moves downwards, the normal decreases. So at one point normal may become 0. So let us assume that at this point normal becomes 0. So if normal becomes 0 at this point, then you will say that mg cos theta is providing the centripetal force at this point up to this instant. So you will write mg cos theta, which was providing the centripetal force. Actually mg cos theta minus n was providing the centripetal force, but n has now become 0 at this point B. So you will write mg cos theta is equal to mv square by r. That means v is equal to root gr cos theta. That means this is the speed when normal becomes 0. So again, when normal becomes 0, speed does not become 0. When normal becomes 0, speed does not become 0. Right? Now this is the loss in potential energy, because this time it is losing height. So again, applying conservation of mechanical energy, you will get the loss in potential energy, that is mg r minus r cos theta. This is the loss in potential energy. Why is this the loss? Because height is losing. This is r, this is r cos theta, this total length is r, so this length is r minus r cos theta. So this is the loss in potential energy, and this has to be equal to the gain in kinetic energy. Now at this point the speed is what? Root gr cos theta. So you will write half m gr cos theta, and at the highest point the speed was 0. It was just released from this point. Okay, so from this you will get cos theta is equal to 2 by 3. Now at this angle, theta equal to cos inverse 2 by 3, you will say that the particle breaks off, or the particle loses contact with the sphere, or you can say the normal becomes 0, right? But at this point there is speed, right? The speed at this point will be, the speed at this point will be root over gr cos theta, that is 2 by 3. So that will be equal to root 2 gr by 3. So this is the speed at this point. Now if they have also asked you the height. Now height is r cos theta, right? Height is r cos theta. So the height at which block loses contact, height at which the block loses contact is r cos theta, that is equal to 2r by 3. Now you know that after the block loses contact, there will be no circular motion, or the circular motion will cease to exist, and it will start to fall free fall motion, and that is the projectile motion. So it will start the projectile motion from a height 2r by 3, and at an angle, see, if this angle is theta, this angle is theta, this is 90 minus theta, this angle is also theta. So at an angle theta with the horizontal, at an angle theta with the horizontal, right? So you know that to find the time of flight, you use this formula, S is equal to ut plus half a t square. So from here to here, the displacement is minus 2r by 3 is equal to uy. Now uy is root 2 gr by 3 into sine theta, because we need the y component, into t, minus because the direction is vertically downwards, minus half g t square. Now if cos theta is 2 by 3, what will be sine theta? Sine theta will be root 5 by 3, right? So put the value of sine theta here, get the value of time. get the value of time, and once you get the value of time, the range from this point r dash I can write, because r is radius, so I'll write r dash is the range, is equal to u, that is root 2 gr by 3 cos theta multiplied by time. Okay, now once you get this range, if you are asked find the landing point from this position, then you will say this length is r sine theta and this length is r dash where it lands. So the landing point from the point of projection is landing point from the point of projection is r sine theta plus r dash along the horizontal. Now let us look at the next question. In this question, it is given that there is a simple pendulum having a bob of mass m and a string of length L, and the string is fixed at its upper end. The bob is oscillating in a vertical circle. It is found that the speed of the bob is v when the string makes an angle alpha with the vertical. Then find the tension in the string and the magnitude of the net force on the bob at this instant. So what they are saying is, at a particular instant, it is making an angle alpha with the vertical. Now when it is making an angle alpha with the vertical, we are asked to find the tension. So tension, you know, at this point is mg cos alpha plus mv square by L. Okay, so at this point the speed is given to you, so the tension is found out. We also need to find the magnitude of the net force at this instant. Now you know that in any circular motion there can be two types of acceleration. One is the tangential acceleration and the other is the centripetal acceleration. Now the centripetal acceleration is in this direction, and that is equal to v square by L, right? V is given to you, L is given to you. Now the radial acceleration at this point is because of the gravity. This was gravity, this was mg cos alpha, and mg cos alpha was utilized for the centripetal force, but mg sin alpha is tangent. Mg sin alpha is tangent, right? So mg sin alpha is actually providing the tangential force. So this is the tangential force, that is mg sin alpha, right? And the centripetal force is mv square by L. V square by L is centripetal acceleration and mv square by L is the centripetal force. Now you need to find the resultant of these two. So the resultant of these two, that is the magnitude of net force, will be equal to under root m square g square sine square alpha plus m square v power 4 divided by L square. In this question, it is given that a block is released from the top of a smooth vertical track. This is a smooth vertical track which ends in a circle of radius r. Then find the minimum value of h so that the block completes the vertical circle. Now you know that when a block loses height h, it gains a speed root 2 gh. It gains a speed root 2 gh. You can use the law of conservation of energy to prove this. Mgh is equal to half mv square. You will get v equal to root 2 gh. So at this point, the velocity will be root 2 gh. Now they are asking what is the minimum h so that the block completes the circle. Now if the block wants to complete the circle, you know that the speed here should be root 5 gr. So root 2 gh according to question has to be equal to root 5 gr. So from this you will get 2h is equal to 5r, or h is equal to 2.5r. So this is the minimum height of the ball for which this block can complete the vertical circle. Now if h is 3r, what will happen? Then it will easily complete the vertical circle, right? So if h is 3r, in that case at this point the speed will be root 2 gh, that is 3r, that is root 6 gr. and you know that when the speed here is root 6 gr, the speed here will be root 2 gr, and the normal here will be mg. So the normal reaction at this point will be 7 mg, because the difference has to be 6 mg. So the normal reaction at these points A and B is 7 mg and mg, and the difference is 6 mg. Now if the height is 2r, then find the velocity of the block when it loses contact. Now if the height is 2r, in that case at this point the speed is root 2 g2r, that is root 4 gr. Now you know that this is not sufficient. If this is not sufficient, it will lose contact. Suppose at this point, we need to find this angle. Now at this point the normal becomes 0, but the velocity is there, and the velocity is root gl cos theta, right? So here root gr cos theta. So the velocity at this point is root gr cos theta. Now from here to here, what is the height rise? The height rise is r plus r cos theta, right? So the gain in potential energy is mgr plus r cos theta has to be equal to the loss in kinetic energy, and that will be equal to half m 4 gr minus half m gr cos theta. So from this mgr cancelled out. So from this you will get 1 plus cos theta is equal to 2 minus cos theta by 2. So from this you will get 3 by 2 cos theta is equal to 1, or you will get cos theta is equal to 2 by 3. So, or theta is equal to cos inverse 2 by 3. So at this point the block will lose contact with the surface. Now they have asked you what is the speed at this point, right? The speed at this point you know is root gr cos theta. So the speed at this point is root gr cos theta is 2 by 3, that is root 2 gr by 3. Okay. Now let us look at the next question. In this question it is given that a point mass m is connected to one end of an inextensible string of length L, and the other end of the string is fixed at a peg. String is free to rotate in the vertical plane. Then find the minimum velocity given to the mass in the horizontal direction so that it hits the peg in its subsequent motion. What it is saying is, at this point, suppose the velocity was given as v, it reaches this point. Suppose the velocity here is v dash, the tension here becomes 0, but after this you know that it starts its projectile motion, and due to this projectile motion it is said that it again reaches this peg. Okay, then find the minimum velocity to do so. So in this question they have asked you the minimum velocity v such that after reaching this point it starts to follow a free fall path, that is a projectile motion, and it ends at this peg. Okay, so at this point you know that the tension has become 0. So if the tension has become 0 at this point, then you will say that v dash is equal to root gl cos theta. And when you apply conservation of mechanical energy from this point to this point, you will get mg L into 1 plus cos theta. mgl into 1 plus cos theta is the gain in potential energy, has to be equal to half mv square minus half mv dash square. M cancel, so you will get v square minus v dash square is equal to 2gl 1 plus cos theta. Also v dash square is gl cos theta, so you will write v square is equal to 2gl plus 3gl cos theta, right? So we have got the value of v square, right? Now it is said that this particle reaches the peg again. Now this can be treated as projectile down an inclined plane whose angle of inclination is beta is equal to 90 minus theta. See, this angle is beta, then this angle beta can also be written as 90 minus theta, and the angle of projection is alpha, and alpha here is 90 degree because it is projected perpendicular to this. Now if the particle reaches this peg itself, then the range on this incline is L. So you can write range that is equal to L is given by 2u square sine alpha cos alpha minus beta divided by g cos square beta. So from this you will get L is equal to 2 u squared. What is the speed at this point? The speed at this point is v dash, that is root gl cos theta. So you can write u square is gl cos theta multiplied by sine alpha. Now alpha is 90 degree into cos alpha minus beta, that is cos 90 minus 90 plus theta divided by g cos square beta, that is g cos square 90 minus theta. So from this you will get sine square theta is equal to cos square theta multiplied by 2. So from this you will get tan theta is equal to root 2, or you can say cos theta is equal to 1 by root 3. Now once you have got the value of cos theta, we need to find the value of v, right? Just put the value of cos theta in this equation. You will get v square is equal to 2gl plus 3gl into 1 by root 3. So you will get v square is equal to gl common 2 plus root 3. So from this you will get v is equal to gl 2 plus root 3 whole power half. Now let us look at this next question. In this question it is given that a simple pendulum of length L and mass m is free to oscillate in the vertical plane. A nail is placed at the distance, this is the nail, is placed at a distance L minus a vertically below the point of suspension of the simple pendulum. The pendulum bob is released from the position where the string makes an angle 90 degree. So this is released from this point. Then discuss the motion of the bob is L is equal to 2a and if L is equal to 2.5a. So if L is equal to 2a, in that case the speed here is v is equal to root 2g into 2a, and that is equal to root 4ga. Now once it reach this point, the speed here is root 4ga, but this now starts to rotate about this nail. At this point it starts to rotate about the nail. It starts to rotate about the nail. Now the nail is at a distance of a from this ball. That means the length of this string now becomes a. Okay, and this speed is root 4ga. That means not sufficient. That means you will say that in this case, in case A, ball will not complete vertical circle. Ball will not complete vertical circle. But you also know that for a speed root 4ga, the angle that it rises, theta, is equal to cos inverse 2 by 3, because we have just now calculated this in this problem. Okay, so you will say that for the case A, the ball will not be able to complete the vertical circle. For case B, H is equal to 2.5a. Right, sorry, L is equal to 2.5a. In that case, when it reaches the bottom, the speed becomes root 2gl, that is root 2g into 2.5a, that is root 5ga. Now, if the speed here is root 5 GA, if the speed here is root 5 GA and this is about the nail point, it is trying to complete the vertical circle and the distance between the nail and the ball is A. That means the length of the string which is performing the circular motion is A, and the speed is root 5 GA, then you will say that it will just complete the vertical circle. So in this case you will say that the ball will just complete the vertical circle about the nail. Ball will just complete the vertical circle about nail. Okay.
If you like my video, do hit the like button and share my work with your friends, your juniors, your seniors, and any other student who is preparing for JEE, NEET, and any other competitive exam. Also, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload my next video.